Yes, very good morning. We will wait for 1 to 2 minutes, then we will start our session. Okay, so let's start our session. 1 second. দুই থেকে সাত সাসপেন্ড আছে, 2 থেকে 7 সেকেন্ড ইন্টারনালের জন্য ক্লাস সাসপেন্ড আছে। Okay, so yesterday uh, we will discuss about some basic introductory part of a J transformation. That means what do you know about the discrete time control system? Because using the J transformational method, we are concentrated on the discrete time control system uh, uh, as we are discussed the digital control system. The digital control system will be applicable on the J transformation. So, in case of an analog control system, we are using the method that will adopted in the analog control system in a Laplace transformation, right? So, in the previous lecture, that means yesterday, we will discuss some basic ideas related to the J transformation. Okay, some introductory part. What do you know about the discrete time control system? And what do you know about the continuous time signals? Right, continuous time signals is nothing but a analog signals, okay, obviously. Okay, so also we will discuss little bit about the digital time signals. How can we define the digital time signals, or how can we define the sampling signals? Okay, so that thing we will discuss in the yesterday's lecture, right? So we have a little bit elaboration part before starting the jet transformation, and little bit introductory part, which means the elaborated view of a introductory part of a jet transformation. That thing we will discuss today. So we will discuss today some broad ideas related to the jet transformation, right? So today we will discuss this thing. Okay, so uh, J transformation, right? Okay, so actually the J transformation is a major mathematical tool for analyzing an area of a digital control system or the digital signal processing, right? So this jet transformation is actually a important mathematical tool, or we can say the jet transformation. The jet transformation is a major mathematical it's major mathematical tool for analysis in the area of in the area of digital control system, or we can say that it should be the advanced control system and DSP. Okay, processing digital signal processing, right? Okay, so this will be the area where we are implementing the jet transformation. Okay, so jet transformation is actually nothing but a major mathematical tool for analyzing in the area of a digital control system, or we can say that the advanced control system, because in case of a digital control system we are using the digital computer, right? So the digital computer is only identified the sequential data that's supposed to be 0 1. So that is why we have to implementing the jet transformation, and as well as the jet transformation is also analyzed in the area of a digital signal processing, the DSP, right? So before starting the jet transformation, we have a prerequisite and we have some learning outcome, right? So what will be the prerequisite before understanding the jet transformation? The prerequisites are prerequisites. What are the prerequisites before starting the jet transformation? First of one is understanding the sigma notation. Okay, you have to understand the sigma. This one, it's called actually the sigma. You understand the sigma notation. That means summation. Okay, for summation, right? Okay, so these are the prerequisite before understanding the jet transformation. Okay, uh, you have to familiarize or be familiarized, okay, with a geometric series, geometric series, and the binomial theorems. Binomial theorems, right? So before understanding this particular jet transformation, you keep remind you have to familiarize with the geometric series, and as well as you have to understand the binomial theorems. Okay, so I think in the mathematics three, you know you have to familiarize with this geometric series. Okay, series of numbers, the binomial theorems. Okay, so the third prerequisite is you have to study a basic complex number. Okay, have studied have studied a basic complex number, a basic complex number theory. Okay, so that this particular number theory, complex number theory, you have been studied in the network theories also. Okay, so complex number theory, you keep familiarized with this, okay, before understanding the j transformation. So all those components, whatever the prerequisite we are telling, okay, so all those prerequisite is been adopted in the j transformation, right? So we have been studied a basic complex number theory, okay, including the complex exponential, okay, uh, including the complex exponential. Okay, so complex exponential is also been required for understanding the J transformation, right? So these are the all those three are the prerequisite before understanding the J transformation. Again, I will told you the J transformation is actually a major mathematical tool for analyzing in the area of a digital control system or the bus control system, and as well as the DSP, the digital signal processing. So here we will mention some prerequisite. That means before applying the jet transformation for any such differential equations, we need to understand the sigma notations for the summation. Okay, this actually notation is called actually the summation, right? You have to familiarize with the geometric series of numbers. You have to understand the binomial theorems, okay, and you have to study the basic complex number theory, including your complex exponential numbers, right? So these are actually my prerequisite in case of a jet transformation. That means before understanding the jet transformation, what are the things you have been familiarized, okay? So now we have a learning outcome on this particular module. So what will be my learning outcome? Learning outcome is define the jet transformation of in a sequence, because jet transformation is applied on the digital sequence. Okay, so that means we have to define the jet transformation. We have to define the jet transformation of a sequence, right? Okay, and the number two, you have to obtain the jet transformation of a simple sequence. Okay, obtain the jet transform, obtain the jet transform of a simple sequence, of a simple sequence from the definition, obviously from the definition of jet transformation, from the definition, from the definition, or from the basic properties of the, or for the basic properties of the jet transform, right? So these are the my learning outcome in this particular module. So what we have to define, we have to define the jet transformation for a particular sequence, and we have to obtain the jet transformation for the simple values of the sequence from the definition, or from the basic properties of the definition of the jet transformation, or the basic properties of the jet transformation. So we have to obtain the jet transformation of a simple sequence. So we have a series number of sequence, then we are applying the jet transformation on that particular sequence of a number, right? So these are my learning outcome in this particular module. Then we have to come in the jet transformation. So okay, so introductory part of a jet transformation. Okay, now we have to discuss the jet transformation. Okay, so before starting the jet transformation, okay, you have to study it in the previous, in the control system one, supposed to be in a control system one, you have to study the analog control system, right? You have to study actually the control analog control system, right? This particular analog control system, or we can say it should be the continuous time system. Okay, so this particular system we are applying the Laplace transformation. Okay, what the mathematical tool we are adopting, we are analyzing for the analog control system. The mathematical tool we are adopting the Laplace transformation, right? But in case of a advanced control or the control system two, and the control system two, it should be your advanced control. It should be your advanced control system, or we can say it should be the discrete control, or it should be called a digital control, right? Digital control system. So, what the mathematical tool we are adopting? Well, the mathematical tool is adopting or analyzing is a jet transformation, right? Right. So for the control system one, we are using the Laplace transformation as a mathematical tool, and in case of a digital control, the mathematical tool we are adopting it's a J transformation, right? So in the earlier control system one, we are mainly discuss on the analog control system courses, right? So analog control system courses. So in case of an analog control, so what we will know about the control system one or the analog control system. So on this particular study, the control system one, the Laplace transformation, we can say that the Laplace transform, the Laplace transform definition that will involve, definition involves and is as an integer, right? As a integer, integral, integer, or we can say a integral. Okay. So in case of a Laplace transformation, the definition that will involve as an integral part. Okay. So we are applying the Laplace transformation to a certain ordinary differential equation. Suppose we have an ordinary differential equation. If we will applying the Laplace transformation, that will be turns into a simple equation, simple algebraic equation. So what will be the function of this particular Laplace transformation? Suppose we have a simple differential equation or the ordinary differential equation. So using this Laplace transformation, we have to transfer, we have to turns this particular ordinary differential equation into a algebraic equation. So what we have to told, applying the Laplace transform, applying the Laplace transform for a certain, one second, I will call. Hello, কে এসছে? ওদের নক করো না। হ্যাঁ তো করো, ও মনে হয় বিয়ে করছে, ঘুমাচ্ছে, আমি তো ফোন তো আবার সুইচ অফ হয়ে আছে। ঠিক আছে, নক করো, খুলে দেবে। ঠিক আছে। So we can say that applying the Laplace transformation for the a certain ordinary differential equation, ordinary differential equation. So this ordinary differential equation is turned into a into a simple algebraic equation, into a simple algebraic equation, right? So if we are applying a certain ordinary differential equation So we are applying the ordinary, we are applying the Laplace transformation on the differential equation, ordinary differential equation that will turns into a simple algebraic equation. Okay, so in case of a analog control system. Okay, so we can also say the use of the Laplace transform, the use of the Laplace transform, okay, give rise to the basic concept that will gives rise to the basic concept of the transfer function of the transfer function of a continuous signal, of a continuous, or we can say it should be the analog systems, right? So what will be the use of the Laplace transformation? That the Laplace transformation that will give rise of a basic concept of a transfer function, because if we having a various kind of transfer function, using the Laplace transformation we have to give a basic concept of a basic concept of a transfer function of a continuous or the analog system in the Laplace transformation, right? So these are actually all those areas is actually all those area is actually in a control system one, that means in an analog control system. And in case of an analog control system, whatever the mathematical tool we are adopting the Laplace transformation, right? But in case of a control system 2 or the advanced control, we are applying the mathematical tool as a J transformation, because we are using the digital control. That means we have a some discrete system we are adopting in case of a J transformation, right? So, so just like as a Laplace transformation, so whatever the implementation in the control system one, the Laplace transformation, the same implementation we are adopted in the control system two using the mathematical tool like a J transformation, right? So that we can say that the J transform, we can say that the J transform plays a similar role, plays a similar role for a discrete system. Okay, keep remind these things. Okay, the Laplace transformation is play the role of a continuous system or the analog system. But in case of a J transformation, the J transform that will play a similar role in a discrete system, not in a analog system or the continuous system, right? Okay, so we can say once where the sequence are involved. Okay, so in a discrete system means there must have some sequence, but in case of an analog system will deals with the analog input, right? So analog system means it should have a continuous signal, right? But in case of a J transformation, in case of a J transformation, the J transformation play the same role in the discrete system. Discrete system means suppose we have a discrete time of data. Suppose t 0, 2t, 3t, dot dot like this. Okay, so this particular J transformation which will play a similar role in a discrete time system, right? So we can say that once where the sequence are involved, okay, if we can say where the sequence is involved, okay, where the sequence means the number sequence, suppose 0 1 0 1 like this. Okay, so where the sequence is involved, okay, so for that case we will play by the Laplace transformation of the system where the basic variable t is continuous. Okay, so once where the sequence are involved, we can say to that played to that played by the Laplace transformation, Laplace transformation of a system, where the basic variable where the basic variables, we can say the t, the basic variable t is continuous. So although we are considering a sequence, okay, so if the signal will be continuous, we are applying the Laplace transformation of a particular system where the basic variable t, that should be a continuous signals. Okay. Specifically, we can say, okay, so if I will considering specifically if we will say that number one, the jet transformation definition, or we can say the definition of the jet transform involve the involve a summation, right? In case of a the definition of the definition of the Laplace transformation, the definition of the Laplace transformation, that will involve a integral, right? Integral. But in case of a jet transformation, the definition of the jet transformation is involve a summation. That is the difference between the Laplace transformation and the jet transformation. Okay, so in case of a Laplace transformation, the Laplace transformation will be convert the ordinary differential equation into a algebraic equation. But in case of a jet transformation, if we are having a certain differential equation of the ordinary differential equation, if we are applying the jet transformation on that particular differential equation, which will convert this particular differential equation to the algebraic equation. So this particular point will be same. So number two is actually what? If we will specifically adopted the jet transformation. So the jet transformation converts a certain differential equation, a certain differential equation into a algebraic equation. Okay. So this particular action will be same for the Laplace transformation also. In case of a Laplace transformation, suppose if we have a certain ordinary differential equation which will be turned into a simple algebraic equation in case of a Laplace transformation. Okay, but in case of a jet transformation also, we are converting the same differential equation into a algebraic equation. So this particular act will be similar like a Laplace transformation. Okay. So number three, we can say that the use of a jet transform, the use of a jet transform gives rise to the give rise to the concept of transfer function, give rise to the concept of transfer function of a discrete system, or we can say it's a digital system. Okay, so there will be the point number three will be different with the Laplace transformation. In case of a Laplace transformation, we are use the Laplace transformation that will gives the rise of a basic concept of a transfer function of a continuous signal or the analog signal. But in case of a jet transformation, so the uses of the jet transformation will give rise to the concept of a transfer function of a discrete system or the digital system. That is the difference between the Laplace transformation and the jet transformation, right? So suppose I give you one example. Okay, how can we differentiate these two transformation, right? Suppose for a sequence, for example, okay, for example, suppose uh, what we can say, suppose for a sequence, for a sequence supposed to be y of n, right? Or we can say that supposed to be uh, y of n, right? For a sequence y of n, the j transformation, the j transformation is denoted by is denoted by capital Y of z, okay, is given by the infinite series, is given by, so this is actually my sequence, okay. So for this particular sequence, the j transformation will be denoted by y of z, and that will be given by the infinite series, given by infinite series, okay. So infinite series means infinite number series. So that is why I told you the prerequisite you have to understand before learning the J transformation. So this particular thing, okay, this complex number theory and the complex exponential. Now we have been adopted this thing in the J transformation. Suppose we have a sequence like a y of n. So the J transformation will be denoted of this particular sequence is y of z, and that will be given by a infinite number of series, right? So infinite series, like, so suppose this will be my sequence. So y of z, that is actually what? A number sequence y0, y1 z inverse plus y2 z in y2 0 plus 2 dot dot dot. So if it will be the infinite series, so this will be my infinite series, right? So now we have putting the notation of summation, right? Because the definition of the j transformation that will involve the summation. So we have been assigning the summation part for considering the j transformation. So y of z is the j transformation of that particular sequence. So that will be the notation of a sequence of y of n. Okay, so this will be the j transformation of this. Okay, so this will be a infinite series. This will be my infinite series. So this infinite series will be noted like this. Okay, so n is equal to 0 to infinity, right? Y of n z to the power minus n. So we can say that y of z, we can write n is equal to 0 to infinity y of n, this will be the sequence, into z to the base minus n, right? Okay, so for a sequence of y of n, okay, if we will considering yn is a sequence, so what will be the z transformation? Z transformation will be y of z is given by a infinite series, so this will be my infinite series. So that particular infinite series will be assigning, will be summing like this in the z transformational mode. So if we will considering, this is your equation 1. So this particular equation is needed for in the application area of a J transformation. So it is understandable. Okay. So we are applying the J transformation of that particular sequence. That means a digital number of sequence. So that this will be my infinite series, right? So if this particular infinite series, it should be written like this, like a summation. As I will told you, the definition of the J transformation that will involve the summation, right? Okay. Now, for that we have to note it something. Okay, for from this equation we have to note something. So what will be my notation? You have to note it that the J transformation, keep note these things, the J transform only involve the term y of n, right? So this particular J transformation will be only involved in the term of y of n. Y of n is actually what? Is a number sequence. Okay. So n is actually what? 0, 1, 2 up to infinity. Okay. Of a sequence, whether we can say the term y to the base minus 1, y to the base minus 2, dot dot dot. Okay. The 0, that means actually whether 0 or non-zero, whether the 0 are not involved in the J transformation, are not involved in J transformation. Keep remind this thing. This is a very uh, important points of a J transformation. The J transformation is only involved in a sequence, only involved in a term y of n, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, up to infinity of the sequence. So if any other sequence, the term like a y to the base minus 1, y to the base minus 2, where the 0 and the non-zero term that will involve in this particular cases, okay, so that thing will not be involved in the J transformation. Keep in mind these things. Okay. Number two, the infinite series. The infinite series in this equation, the infinite series in equation one must converge for y of z to be defined as a function of z, right? So this particular infinite series, we can say this particular infinite series, okay, in this equation, in the this particular infinite series, that means 0 to n, 0 to infinity, this particular infinite series must converge for the y of z, obviously y of z to be defined as a function of this particular equation or this particular sequence. It will be the function of z, obviously. Okay, so we shall discuss this particular point for the specific examples when we will elaborate this particular equation in a application part of a J transformation. Then we will elaborate these things. Okay, for now, you have to only understand this particular sequence, infinite series. This particular infinite series will be the function of a z. Okay, the function of a z. So the significance of this particular quantity, or we can say the variables, the j need not to be certain. Okay, so unlike n, that's to be this particular n. So if we are applying the Laplace transformation on this particular equation, we are applied the Laplace transformation in this equation, because this n is actually a continuous. Unlike n is actually the continuous, n is actually not the complex series. So we can apply the Laplace transformation on this particular equation, right? So we can say we use the notation. Uh, we use the notation like z of y of n. We can say z of y of n, that is equals to capital Y of small z, to mean that means that the z transform of the sequence means this sequence of the sequence y of n is a sequence, is actually is y of z. Okay, so if we will considering z of y of n is actually the notation that is equals to capital Y of z. That's to be mean that the z transformation of the sequence of y of n is actually this. The z transformation of this particular sequence is this, right? So z transformation of this particular sequence is this, right? So this should be the notation. So notation should be like this: y of n, that is equals to capital Y of small z. So this particular notation will be taken into consideration for the sequence. The transformation of this particular sequence is y of z, right? Okay. So here we are noting using this. In another book, it should be noted like other. Okay. In another, you may write like this. You may write supposed to be z y of n, that is equals to y of z. You may write using this. May write like this, the notation. Okay, or in some book you may write using this equation, supposed to be using this notation. Actually, this is actually the notation, right? So using this notation you can also mean, so y of n, that is actually your y of z, like this. So we donate that sequence y of n and the function y of z form of a j transformation pair. So this particular term is actually called the j transform pair. Okay, j transformation pair. So this will be the notations. Either we can note it using this, or either we can note it like this, or either you can note it like this. So what will be the function of a sequence y of n? So what will be the j transformation of this particular y of n? That should be your y of z. This is one notation, right? Another notation you can write like sorry, z of y of n, that is equals to your y of z. This is your another notation, right? Or either you can note it like this: y of n, this will be the pair of z transformation to y of z. Or either you can note it like this, any way. So we can say that uh, we should also call this y of n, the sequence, okay, the inverse z transformation, because we are applying the z transformation over here. Okay, so if someone is told that you have to apply the inverse z transformation of this particular sequence, so we can call that y of n in the inverse z transformation. Inverse z transformation okay, of y of z. So that should be written like this. So inverse, in case of a inverse z transformation of y of n will be different. Okay, so the inverse z transformation of y of n is actually z inverse y of z, right? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, so in case of a sequence, the sequence y of z transformation of the sequence y of n is actually this. So if we are applying the inverse z transformation of this particular sequence, so your z transformation should be the z inverse of y of z. Okay, so if we are considering, again I will told you the two thing, in case of a z transformation, if the sequence is y of n, so the z transformation of y of n is actually your y of z, right? Okay, you have to note it like this, or you can note it like this also: z of y of n, that is equals to y of z, right? Or we can note it like this: y of n, that will be the pair, that is equals to the y of z, right? That is for the z transformation, the z transformation of a sequence of y of n, right? But in case of a inverse z transform, so if the sequence is y by n, so what will be the inverse z transformation? So the inverse z transformation is actually y of n is actually z inverse of y of z, right? So that is the thing. Is it clear up to this? Is it clear? Is there any question up to this part? Tell me if you have any question. Now, after that, we will go to the commonly used jet transform. So, what are the different uh, formula commonly used jet transformation? We have to discuss few examples. Okay, suppose commonly used jet transformation in the supposed to be unit impulse sequence, that means in the delta sequence. Okay, unit step sequence, like this. Okay, geometric sequence, like this. Okay, so the various kind of commonly where the we are implementing the jet transformation. If we are having a unit step function, so what will be the jet transformation for the unit step? Okay, so what will be the j transformation for the unit impulse sequence? So that thing we will discuss if it will be understandable up to this. Okay, because this particular term will be very important. Okay, the inverse, if we have a particular sequence of y by n, so what will be my z transformation of y by n, and what will be my inverse z transformation of y by n? Y by n is actually a sequence, a infinite sequence. Okay, so y of n is actually nothing but n is actually nothing but a 0 1 2, that is actually the sequence. So if we will note it like a summation, that will be n is equal to 0 to infinity. Okay, like this: n is equal to 0 to infinity, y of n, z to minus n, right? So that will be the, so in that case this will be the sequence, and this will be the in z transformation of that particular sequence, right? So in case of a inverse Z transformation, we are applying the same sequence but in an inverse manner. So in case of a inverse Z transformation, our equation will be different, right? Our equation will be Different, obviously. Okay. So, is there any question up to this? So now actually we are now the point we are discussing few points. Not the next day we will discuss this thing. So commonly used jet transfer, commonly used jet transfer. So what are the commonly used jet transformation? One for the unit impulse sequence, unit impulse sequence, for unit step sequence, unit step sequence, and number three, a geometric sequence. Okay, geometric sequence, right? So these are the commonly used where suppose we are applying, we have a impulse sequence. So what will be my jet transformation? So we will discuss. If my sequence will be step, then what will be the jet transformation of this particular step sequence? If it will be the geometric sequence, so what will be the jet transformation? So that thing, so that will commonly use jet transformation, where we will use the jet transformation in a elaborate view actually, right? Okay. So today we will so tomorrow, not tomorrow, and the next Monday we will discuss these three things. That means commonly use jet transformation. Okay. Then we will discuss a little bit about the linearity, the linear property, and the application area of a jet transformation. Okay. After describing all those things, right, then we will discuss the application area of a jet transformation in the regional control, right? What will be the linearity? Okay, so what will be the linearity property of a jet transformation? So that thing we will discuss in the next day. Okay, so is there any question up to this? So is it understandable whatever we taught today? Okay, is there any question? Tell me. I think so. So so we will stop the session for today. We will discuss the same thing in the next class. Okay. Thank you. So we will stop my sharing. Thank you very much.